Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing okay. And today, I'm going to be bringing you my Instamatch reaction / review for the Tottenham Hotspur versus Everton game that did take place this evening, live with an 8 o'clock kickoff UK time, as I say, in what was an absolutely massive game for Champions League football qualification for both Tottenham Hotspur and Everton, live from Goodison Park. And the final result was Tottenham Hotspur 2, Everton 2, with 2 fantastic goals from Harry Kane and 2 brilliant goals from Gylfi Sigurdsson. So without further ado, let's go through some of the talking points of the game and then I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. So, early on in the first half, I'd say it's a fantastic finish from Harry Kane. Awful mistakes from Seamus Coleman, and honestly against the run of play in my opinion. We started off the game very, very well in my opinion. We had a good shape about us. We looked really, really solid defensively, and that is one thing about this game in my opinion. Defence wasn't the major issue in this game against Everton in my opinion. It wasn't the major issue, I'd say. I think the creativity in midfield is what come to cost us all 3 points and why we left Goodison Park with only 1 point. But as I'll get to my thoughts and opinions in a bit. So, early on in the first half, against the run of play, I believe, we were in control for the first 10 minutes, then Everton took control. They were having some good chances, as say a fantastic save from Hugo Lloris to deny them a goal, which was absolutely brilliant. And then Harry Kane against the run of play, as say, it's a ball whipped into the box. I believe it was from Heung-min Son. Correct me if I'm wrong, I say, but I believe it was from Heung-min Son. He whips it straight into the box, as say. Seamus Coleman tries to head it away. He heads it straight into the feet of Harry Kane, who slams it right into the bottom left-hand corner. It's a fantastic finish. Absolutely leathers it into that bottom left-hand corner. As say, he takes a touch, lifts it into the air, and smashes it into that bottom left-hand corner, putting Tottenham Hotspur 1-0 up in what was an absolutely fantastic goal, right? No two ways about it. Brilliant goal from Harry Kane. And then just a while after this, about 10 minutes later, Gylfi Sigurdsson gets a penalty. As say, he takes it very, very well, straight into the bottom left-hand or bottom right-hand corner, I should say. And it's a very, very good penalty. Do I believe it was a penalty? Yes, I do believe it was a penalty. But, it's a very, very different one. Should it have been a penalty? No, but it's the rules now, as I say, and I think you have to follow through with that. Reguilón, in my opinion, he toppled over the guy. Although he didn't make contact, he toppled over him, as I say. It wasn't his fault. I don't think it's one of those penalty decisions that Tottenham Hotspur fans are going to go raving about and getting frustrated about, as I say. But, it was annoying that we did give away a penalty like that. And, you can't really put Reguilón at fault, in my opinion. But as I say, Reguilón gives away a penalty. Gylfi Sigurdsson takes the penalty straight into the bottom right-hand corner. It's a really, really good finish. Lloris obviously dives the wrong way. He goes left. As I say, Gylfi Sigurdsson puts it straight into the bottom right-hand corner. It's a very, very clean penalty. As I say, really, really good. And, yeah, very, very good finish. So we head into half-time, as I say, with it being a 1-1 game. And in my opinion, we were very, very sloppy. We were very sloppy in that first half, as I say. But we come out in the second half and things start getting interesting. In my opinion, we were really, really good in the second half. I believe we were really good in the second half. Well, the second half of the second half. The second bit of the second half, I'd say. For the last 25 minutes, I believe we were the better team by a country mile, by far. But as I say, we'll continue to go through some of the talking points. So, in the second half, what a goal this was. It's absolutely fantastic play from Everton. Tiki-taka football, whips it straight into Gylfi Sigurdsson, who obviously put away the penalty, that clean penalty, straight into the bottom right-hand corner in the first half. It comes to him. He absolutely leathers it. It's a fantastic goal from Gylfi Sigurdsson. Leathers it, as I say. Lloris has no chance of saving it, so you can't put him at fault for it. Eric Dier nowhere near his man. As I say, Eric Dier tries to put in a challenge. Sigurdsson averts that challenge, as I say, and slots it straight into the back of the net. Really, really good goal, as I say. Fair play, honestly, because there's not much else the Tottenham Hotspur defence could do about it. Although Dier, could have been marking his man a little better. I do digress with that because I do think he had him, and it was a fantastic run from Sigurdsson. And I believe the teamwork goal in that, as I say, it confused our whole defence. Is fantastic passing, tiki-taka football from Everton, and they pass it straight into Sigurdsson, who slots it away, and it makes it 2-1 Everton. But ever since it turned 2-1 Everton, I thought we really did wake up. I really thought we woke up. I thought we turned into the better side for that last 25 minutes to 30 minutes, as I say, and we dominated the game. And we did get a goal for it. We did get our payoff for it, in my opinion. I do believe we could have won this game, but it really is gutting that we didn't. I'll get to my thoughts and opinions in a second, I'd say. And who else but Harry Kane? Who else but Harry Kane to slot it straight into the back of the net again? Very similar to his first finish, but this time he doesn't need a first touch. He hits it first time, I'd say. First time, absolutely leathers it right into the left corner, as I say. Brilliant goal by Harry Kane. It's a fantastic ball in, but once again, Seamus Coleman makes a mistake, accidentally heads it into his own player. I believe he headed it into Mason Holgate, who obviously the ball rebounds off him, and Harry Kane slotted it away as you do. It goes to show how clinical Harry Kane is. You know, he only had like 2 touches up until that time. He had like he had 3 touches, and he scored 2 goals within those first 60 minutes. So incredible work from Harry Kane, as I say. And honestly, without him, I don't know where we'd be. So it makes it 2-2, as I say. And then from there, the game is really entertaining. I believed it was really entertaining. Obviously, Everton had some good chances. Kane nearly made it a hat-trick as it rebounded off the post. He kind of heads it. It's kind of a floater. Not much Pickford can do about it, as I say. It hits the post and just goes out. That was one of the massive chances. Everton had a few massive chances from corners in the last few minutes, as I say. Everton fans complaining for a penalty from Joe Rodon's shirt tagging, as seen, but nothing made of that. And yeah, game does end 2-2. Disappointing result for Tottenham Hotspur. It could have been worse, but very disappointing. Now we'll get on to my thoughts and opinions. Now look, there's no 2 ways about it. And there's no way of denying it. Tottenham Hotspur, we are a one-man team. We are a one-man team. We rely heavily on one man, and that is Harry Kane. He absolutely dominated this game and honestly saved us. 2 mistakes and 2 fantastic, brilliant clinical finishes from Harry Kane basically saved us in this game from dropping 3 points. Because I thought we were woeful. I don't think we were good enough. As I say, for the last 30 minutes, I wish we would have played like that for the entire game. But it does go to show you, this Tottenham Hotspur team is so confusing, because we concede that first goal from Sigurdsson, as I say, from the penalty, and we don't know what to do. It kind of interferes with the run of play and everything, so we don't know what to do. We're all over the place. And I think Jose's team talk kind of, that is the best thing. And although people say it's one of the worst things to concede before half-time, obviously we conceded about 10 minutes before half-time. I think, one of the best times to concede, if you are going to concede in the first half, is around the 35-minute mark. So your players, get about 10 minutes to try and make something, try and do something. And then obviously the manager gets time to take down his notes and to basically say to the players what they need to do in the second half. So as I say, we can see that goal from Sigurdsson, and I thought we beforehand I thought we weren't the best. I really don't think we were the best. In the first 10 minutes, we dominated the game. But after that, I thought there was no creativity in midfield. And this seems to be the massive issue in this team. And this is what come to cost us the entire game. Because in defence, I don't think we were that bad defensively. I actually thought for once Eric Dier didn't have that bad of a game. Although he nearly cost us another goal and sort of cost us that second goal from Sigurdsson, I thought he had a decent game. You look at the likes of Rodon, always stayed on his man. Defence wasn't the issue. It was the way that we lined up, in my opinion, and the confusion to our system, honestly, because you never know. And this is the issue, right? Jose Mourinho has been at Tottenham Hotspur for 1.5 years now, nearly 2 years, right? And he still doesn't know his best 11. So we're chopping and changing. Now, I don't believe you can expect players to go out there and put in a world-class performance and a fantastic performance when they haven't played in 4 weeks, when other players who have been awful in training, other players who have been awful in matches, but still get a place in the squad, you're not going to have a go at them. And it does boil down to it for me that one of the main reasons we're not succeeding in the second half of the season is because Jose doesn't know his starting 11, still doesn't know it. And the amount of times we've changed in our system, one minute we're going attacking football, for a few weeks we're playing attacking expansive football with the likes of Moura, next minute we're playing defensive football, sitting back, the next we're playing counter-attacking, the next we're playing more so the long ball, playing progressive football up the pitch. You never know. And this is the issue, because 1 week we're playing a bunch of youngsters with kind of like a 4-2-3-1 formation, and then we revert it straight over to a 5-3-2 or something. It's like, what's going on? It really did confuse me, the lineup. But as I say, we'll go into the lineup now. I thought Aurier, as frustrating as it is, I'd rather have him in over Matt Doherty, and I do think Tanganga needs some time to maybe evaluate some of his mistakes over the past few weeks and become a better player in himself. So I do think there's not much else you could have made out of that decision. As of the 2 centre halves, in my opinion, Dier, right? he really does frustrate me. It really does frustrate me that he keeps on playing. But it's clear to me to see as long as Jose's here, he is going to get a place in the starting 11. As I say, even in the Man U game and this game, he wasn't our worst player. I don't think he was our worst player on the pitch, as frustrating as it is. So I do believe he will start the next game. But as they Rodon wasn't that bad either. I don't think Rodon was bad on the left hand side. Reguilon starting in the lineup. As I say, we also had Toby back in the squad, which was good to see. But he looked really, really rusty. And then again, I don't want to see Jose Mourinho now coming out after this match criticising Toby, because it's like, you've left this guy out for a few weeks for a comment you made to basically, stick up for yourself and make sure people believe you. Now he's come back into the team, and now he's had one bad performance. You're kind of gonna basically get your own. You're gonna get your own. It's like, I went back and watched an interview the other day, and it was Danny Rose's interview from the All or Nothing documentary. And I was like, when I first watched it, I was like, Danny, what are you actually on about? Things are going so well. But you go back and watch it now, and he's saying players are still getting in when they've been, SHIT in training. They've been awful in games, yet they still get in. Yet the likes of me, you expect me to put in a fantastic performance when I haven't played for weeks. And it's the same with the likes of Toby Alderweireld that just get put in there, from time to time, who's by far our best centre-half, and you expect him to put in a 10 out of 10 performance. You can't expect that. But I'd say, playing a 5 at the back, I don't have an issue with playing a 5 at the back, but at least adjust and let the system, begin to work. Don't automatically change it when, and this is the thing, you try out a new system for 2 weeks, it works a little bit, it doesn't work that much. Keep progressing with that system. That system still doesn't work, then you can change it around. But it's like attacking football worked for 4 weeks. We beat Burnley. We beat and I understand these are mid-table teams, if not relegation teams, but Burnley, Fulham, Burnley, Fulham, Dynamo Zagreb 2-0, as I say. We beat all these teams, the Crystal Palace 4-1. We were dominant, 4-0 against Wolfsburg. But then when it comes down to the big games, we played defensive football. And now, once again, we're kind of playing counter-attacking football. It's like, what are we, there's no real identity for this Spurs team. And that's what frustrated me. But getting more back on track to the game, as I say. But I do believe the system come to cost us in this game. You change it to a back 5, and I don't have a problem with a back 5, but at least start playing it for the past few weeks instead of putting it into a massive game. And that's one of my main issues about this one. I don't think the players took it as much of a serious game as it is. Because now West Ham play tomorrow against Newcastle. They're probably going to absolutely destroy them. Most likely West Ham will pick up all 3 points in that one. Then you've got other teams around it, and it's like, we could end up way, way far away. Not only getting out of Champions League football, but not even getting European football. Now, that would be a disaster, in my opinion. That would be an absolute disaster. But in my opinion, you look at our midfield then. I'd say 5 at the back, it needs time to adjust. You can't just slot in there. You look at our midfield. Højbjerg and Ndombele in the double pivot has been working the entire time. It's been working the whole season. You put Moussa Sissoko in there, a rusty Moussa Sissoko who doesn't know what he's doing, who hasn't played in weeks ever since he made those comments about Jose just defensively training them and not training them to attack, right? Moussa Sissoko hasn't started the game in weeks, if not months, as I say. You expect him to come in and put in a fantastic performance, and he doesn't. And it just, as I say, it's this change of system which doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Moussa Sissoko comes in and it ruins the whole thing. The whole thing was you have Højbjerg there, Højbjerg dominating that midfield area right in front of your 2 centre-halves, in front of the back 4, whoever they may be, as I say. Højbjerg can dominate that area. Then you have Tanguy and Ndombele who can either go in front, maybe. You can have Tanguy in front and maybe someone else there. Or you can have kind of Højbjerg sitting back, and then you've got Tanguy and Gio in front of him, and then you've got the front 3, right? That's what's been working. That's the whole thing. Højbjerg gets the ball, he passes it to one of those 2. Either Tanguy or Gio or whoever's playing there. And most likely more, because we've seen a lot of the time, as I say, Tanguy and Højbjerg in that kind of double pivot playing that 4-2-3-1. Yet you change the 4-2-3-1 to a 5. I don't even know what it is now. I think it was like a 5-3-2 or something like that. I don't know if those numbers add up, but I said like a 5-3-2 or something, and you change the whole formation around. And Sissoko doesn't know where he is, because last time he played, we were counter-attacking football and styling and profiling like Ric Flair, beating the likes of Arsenal and City. So he don't know what he's doing in there, right? In that midfield, and it just messes up everything, because you've had Højbjerg and Ndombele in that double pivot as those kind of two defensive midfielders, more so defensive for Højbjerg, sit in front of those two centre-halves who can then pass it to Ndombele, who picks out a pass for someone else. That's been the way we do things. Højbjerg basically, Ndombele runs a little wide, pass it to Ndombele, does a couple flicks and tricks, then finds a pass up to someone such as Gio or Moura who's in front of him, and then from there we can attack, as I say, and put the ball into the back of the net. That's the way it's been working. But you insert Moussa Sissoko into that, as I say, and it makes no sense whatsoever, because then you have Højbjerg and Sissoko sitting back kind of in the double pivot, which will not work. And then you've got Ndombele, who's kind of as an attacking midfielder behind Kane, which doesn't work, because we all know Kane prefers to drop deep when Moura likes to go in front of him, as say, more central. So it was an absolute shambles, and leaving out Moura didn't make sense. Although he had a bad game against United, you know, he's been our best player by far as of late. You know, why leave him out? It makes no sense whatsoever, especially for a player such as Moussa Sissoko, who's going to mess up that whole midfield. Basically that midfield, you know, that midfield that we've been planning and making for the past few months. So it really did frustrate me. And then up top, I'd say, Kane and Son, I have no issue with that. But at least put Moura behind them. I was also, you know, a bit surprised not to see Vinicius. As say, you play him for 2 games and then you leave him out. Formation-wise, I thought we were a shambles. The midfield really come to cost us. And our worst 3 players, right, believe it or not, were Højbjerg, Sissoko and Ndombele. And that's because they could not adjust to the new midfield that Jose has put out for this game. So it really was gutting, as I say. And it goes to show we are a one-man team. We are so lucky to have Harry Kane. If he moves in so much, you know what I'll do? I'll clap him off, because he doesn't deserve this team. But these players took this game not serious enough, in my opinion. They let us down once again with a gutting 2-2 draw, which is not good enough when other teams who play this weekend can take us over. So it's gutting. Top 4, I don't have a clue whether it's on. 1 minute it is on, the next minute it's not on. All I know is we're getting further and further away from top 4 every game that goes on now. But nevertheless, guys, this has been the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Also, make sure, if you haven't already, please smash that like button, as I say, on this video, wherever you're watching, whenever you're watching, as I say, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or if you're on another planet, whatever day you can come up with, whenever, as I say, or whatever you're watching, you know, please smash that like button, as it really does help the channel out in the YouTube algorithm. It really does help me out, as I say. And you know, without you guys' support, this channel wouldn't be alive. So please smash that like button, as I say. If you haven't already, tap that subscribe button. You know, subscribe. It's absolutely free, no charges to subscribe, as I say. Just click that big red button underneath the video down here, as I say. Smash the subscribe, as I say. If you do that, it really does help out the channel grow. You know, the more subscribers we get, the more money we can invest into the channel. You know, the more content we can start bringing out, and that's the way it works. And also, don't forget, if you are subscribed, if you haven't already, tap the notification bell, because once you tap that little notification bell, you will not miss an upload. You will be notified every single time the channel does upload, whether it be me or Bobby presenting you a video. But nevertheless, guys, this has been the match review. Thank you all for watching, and as always, come on, you Lily Whites.